Welcome to Between the Lines podcast. I'm Jade.
I'm Laura.
And we're here to talk about everything health and well-being, fitness,
Parenting, homeschooling,
relationships,
and everything in between.
This podcast was created based on Laura and I getting together after a fitness class every day and sitting on the floor afterwards, usually after a crying session, talking about things that we play footsies with. Talking about things that we thought we were going through alone.
Having some real conversations and being very open and honest about what we were dealing with. And
being able to share things that were going on in life that we thought we were crazy and that we were going through alone, but we weren't. We were both going through similar journeys, just at different points in those journeys. And rather than going through it alone, we decided that we were going to share the information and build each other up. And this is what the podcast is about, building others up and letting you know that you're not alone and you're not crazy.
Yeah.
We're all a little bit crazy.
We're all in this together. And like you said so many times to me, it takes a village. So we want to create a non-judgmental safe space in our village.
There is absolutely no judgment here because I've made all the mistakes, some good, some bad, but I've made the mistakes, and being able to share those with you rather than, keep them to myself. Yeah. Hopefully it's enough to help someone else realise that mistakes aren't bad.
Yeah.
We learn from them, we grow from them.
Yeah.
Life goes on. It's a season.
Yeah, that's it. And not suffering in silence, I think, is really important in this day and age.
Absolutely. I think we've lost a lot of the connection, and now I really sound old, but I do feel like social media has taken away that village. We all have to work now.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, Mum would go around her girlfriends for a coffee, school drop off, and they'd go around for coffee, but that's gone now. Everyone's got to work. Everyone's got to...
There's a lot of societal pressures. There's kids have so many things going on outside of school, and we're just trying to keep up.
Yep.
And I think the pace of life has become very fast too.
It has, and I think that's contributed to losing your village.
Yeah.
And saying that though, when our parents had our villages, they didn't talk about things that they were going through. They didn't talk about... one of the big ones that we're going to talk about today is body image.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk about that because they all felt the same pressure, much like we do. Like, those pressures haven't gone.
Yeah.
Those pressures haven't gone in body image. We're definitely, especially being in the fitness industry, you feel like you're expected to look a certain way.
Definitely.
Feel a certain way.
Yeah. Eat a certain way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Show that you can lose weight, and adding to that, especially in the style of training we do, the first time you walk in the gym, you think, oh, I'm going to look like a man. I'm going to put on too much muscle, right?
Yeah.
Look, unless you do PEDs, you're really not getting that.
And that was my big fear stepping into this CrossFit style of training. And it was always, where I previously worked, it was like lean is the way, lean is the look, and train as long and as hard as you can and eat as little as you can.
That's been a big thing. Like, even when I did my certificate in fitness 15 years ago, I remember telling you that I didn't eat for a week leading up to my assessments.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to look like a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. Like, to film me coaching someone to get my certificate, I felt I needed to look like a personal trainer, whatever that meant.
Yeah.
But that's the pressure that you feel. Mm-hmm. You open up social media and the fitness influencers.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they use filters.
Absolutely. And that's their full-time job.
Yeah, but what does that say about the truth and the authenticity of it all? You're actually using a filter, so that's not your real body anyway. So how is it authentic training?
I have no idea. And the problem is that we see it.
Yeah.
And society thinks that that's how, oh, well, if you train hard, you should look like this.
Yeah.
You know, you should. And I remember back in the early days, we used to tell people, 1,200 calories a day.
Yeah.
You can't lose weight unless you do 1,200 calories a day, which, let me tell you, is absolutely incorrect and not enough to sustain anyone.
Yeah.
Especially women with menstrual cycles and strength training. Not go. Please don't do that. But that's what we were taught.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been looking at my food diary the last couple of days, and I am struggling to be anywhere near 1,200. Not that that's the plan, but I'm way over that.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, if I just only ate that, I would just be asleep all the time. So I'm so tired.
You'd just have no energy. And I remember when I first got into the fitness industry. So I was 100 kilos. Which weight, not really that important, but I was bigger. But not only that, I was unhappy with my body. I didn't like the way my body looked. I didn't like the way it felt. It definitely didn't move like I do now. And I started running. And then I went to 1,200 calories a day.
Yeah.
And then by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was ready for a nap. Or I'm like that now, but that's because I'm old. But that was just what you did.
Yeah.
If I wanted to lose the weight, that was what you did.
Yeah.
You cut carbs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did you, carbs were the enemy. You don't eat potatoes. You don't eat bread.
Yeah.
Limit how many peas, corn and carrot you have because they all contain carbs. And, we started looking at foods like they were good foods and bad foods.
Yeah.
And
how many times did you hear moment on the lips, lifetime on the hips?
Oh my God, that was just drilled, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
that was absolutely drilled.
Are you sure you want that piece of cake?
Yep. Oh, you've worked enough in today's class. Now you can go home and have that cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thanks. So there was definitely a time in my life where I definitely took that route. I was low carb, low calories, doing only cardio. And then I had Alice, and I sort of discovered weight bearing exercises. A lot of them were holding on to a baby because that's all I could do in that time. And then I also discovered that, I had to eat more. To sustain this little person in my life, I had to eat more.
Yeah.
Which was a massive, massive change, and I really struggled with that.
Yeah.
And that was a massive struggle. So not a lot of people know, but I did actually go through an eating disorder. So in my early 20s to late 20s, so it was a good 9 years.
Yeah.
And you'd binge on food and then you'd make yourself sick because I was trying to achieve that. I'd lost 30 kilos.
Yeah.
But then I was trying to maintain that. I was trying to lose weight, and then I got pregnant, and then you're trying to lose weight again.
Yeah.
But then you're trying to sustain this little person. And you can't do that because you're not eating.
Yeah.
And then when I got into CrossFit style training, then that was a massive change. I tried to stay low calories, low carb, and I couldn't do the moves.
Yeah.
I couldn't build strength.
Yeah.
So this is probably the heaviest I've been in probably 15 years. But it's also the most comfortable I've been in my body.
Yeah.
And I've had to teach myself to be comfortable with the extra weight.
Yeah.
Because society tells us to be lean, to be skinny.
Yep. Yeah, that's currently where I am, because I am quite new to the CrossFit style of training. I have a Les Mills background, like the aerobics, and my mum was a jazzercise teacher and all that. So that was definitely the lean, getting in your like little unitards and all that. Well, the guys wore those, but since I've started this training, I have noticed I've definitely put on muscle, which is awesome. But then I feel like I have also put on fat as well. And it's been a real mind adjustment. And some days I'm cool with it and so happy I'm lifting the weights I'm lifting. And then other days I'm not fitting into my jeans and I'm not cool with it. So I am still working through that, I feel.
But it's a journey. Once again, that cliche, it's a journey. Being able to take a step back from what you think you should look like.
Yeah.
And actually love what your body can do.
Yeah. That's a massive part of it.
And I think if we spend more time focusing on loving what our bodies can do rather than what they look like.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying that bigger is better, because I do believe, being in the industry a long time, you do also have to understand that sometimes being bigger isn't healthy either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being too skinny isn't healthy. Being overweight isn't too healthy. But we do also have to love what our bodies can achieve.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the biggest part of it.
Yeah.
And changing the mindset around it all. So I was told I had to lose weight for a job. And so that was always the mindset for me. So now I'm past that.
Yeah.
And this is the new era. This is the new cycle phase or whatever that I'm in. So it's that being kind to yourself.
Oh, absolutely, about being kind to yourself.
Yes.
And touching back on food, nourishing our bodies.
Yep.
I have a little girl. So for me, the big thing is I don't want her to follow in my footsteps.
Yeah. I
don't want her to see food as good and bad.
Yeah.
I don't want her to see that you should be skinny. Mm-hmm. I don't want her to see those things. I want her to know that her body is amazing.
Yes.
And that it's strong. And, the food that we eat is there. It gives us, everything we eat gives us something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether that be protein, carbs, nutrients. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it just makes us happy as well, like eating a piece of cake.
Yeah. It's nourishing the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fueling it and nourishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought after all these years, that pressure, because we all talk about that the pressure is around us to look a certain way. Mm-hmm. I thought that just would have started to peel away, but it feels like it's more than ever.
Yeah.
You're expected to do more. You're expected to be perfect. You're expected to look better. You're expected to maintain all these attributes, but with less time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which then turns people to quick fixes.
Yeah, exactly. So when I was younger, I actually went on a whole lot of dieting pills and I wasn't eating either.
Yep.
And I think ancestrally that has sort of come through of I'm just not going to eat. And
it's really is. It's just that mindset, and it is so prominent, and it's around us everywhere. Mm-hmm. It is around us everywhere you look.
So even more so with the kids seeing all the stuff on social media.
Absolutely.
And that it's filtered as well. So what kind of perfection are they going to be trying to attain when it's not even real? Yeah.
And it's as I said, it's been around for so long, and how do you break that cycle? I guess for us, breaking the cycle is starting with our own self.
Yeah.
And learning to love our bodies.
Yes.
Love what your body can do. Love that it's growing muscles. Accepting that there's going to be days where, you're going to be bloated.
Yeah.
You know, not every day, you know, you might see abs, you might not have abs. Like I've got a whole heap of skin left over.
Yeah.
So it never looks like I have a flat stomach.
Yeah.
And I have to be okay with that. And I am actually okay with that. It's taken me a long time.
Yes.
But I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel looking in the mirror, you know, when you used to like grab at your body and do all that sort of thing. And I'm just so conscious. I have a young daughter. I can't be doing that because I don't want her to do that. So it comes back around. Your children do mirror and they help you to love yourself.
They do.
They love themselves completely as they are.
Yeah. And it's just those pressures that change it. And I still don't even remember like at what point those pressures crept into my life. I don't even remember. It just became normal.
Yeah.
You know, my mum was always dieting.
Yeah.
My mum was always losing weight.
Yeah.
When did dieting and being skinny just become normal?
Yeah, because it's all through the media.
Right.
Fat free.
Oh.
Yeah. All the foods that are put out there, all the celebrities and how they look. But they have a team of people helping them to look that way. That is not real life. I would love to have a makeup artist and a personal trainer.
Personal chef. I would hands down love a personal chef. If I didn't have to cook every day, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But it's just, it is true. It's our kids make us look in the mirror and think, shit, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't not love my body.
Yeah.
Because this little person can't be in the same boat.
Yeah.
I want this little person to love themselves unconditionally for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like you say, what your body can do. Well, if I hadn't developed the muscle, then I wouldn't be able to, do the rig work on the bar. Wouldn't be able to pull myself up.
That's right.
And if I wasn't eating enough, I wouldn't have the energy to do it, or I wouldn't even want to rock up and do the exercise. Yeah. I'm too tired. It's, again, the mindset and focusing on what you can do, not what you think you should look like.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's that my body can do this.
Yeah.
You know, I grew a human.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty fucking impressive.
I look at the scar, because I had 3 cesareans, and I look at that tissue that will always be there.
Yep.
And I do actually say to myself, this is an amazing part of your body.
Yep.
And you should absolutely love it because it's massive. And it actually gets me quite emotional because it wasn't the births that I wanted to have. But my body is still amazing because I grew 3 humans. They came out the way they had to come out. And, and that's just a massive feat in life.
And, obviously, you hit me up. Because there's going to be tears on the show, I'm just saying. Because I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm proud of what I see you achieve when you come into the gym. And you blow me away with just your strength and your determination. And not once do I look at your body.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I don't, we have different body types, right?
Yeah.
But I don't once compare my body to yours.
No.
I look at how amazing you are and how you persevere and, your body is doing amazing things.
Yeah.
And that you've had 3 babies and you're amazingly strong. But I don't look at your body.
Yeah.
I don't compare bodies.
Yeah.
But that's taken a long time in my life to get to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so proud. You just blow me away. And
the feeling is mutual.
I have to get that.
The feeling is mutual. And I think that again, like what you've created in the gym is so awesome. There's no mirrors. So, it is looking at the movements that we're doing and try to do the movements better. And, there aren't any massive egos. No one's got their phones out taking selfies. It's none of that. It's about being present in the moment, being with our bodies and congratulating each other when you get your first, kipping pull up or something like that.
And it's also, I don't hear, there's none of that, oh, you've worked so hard, you can go home and have a cookie now.
No.
There's just none of that.
No.
We get to train and we get to eat our cake too.
Yeah.
Because cake's not bad.
Mm.
It's something that it's going to give us something.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, the philosophy as well that we need to pass on to our kids, that food gives us something. Yes. Yeah. And that there is no quick fix.
Yep. And I think it's important, the mental state when you're eating as well, because if you are, that can create a cycle of, we talked about emotional eating. I'm really sad, so I'm going to eat this whole packet of grain waves. But
I think I saw a reel this morning, I almost sent it to you, and it was, I felt like chocolate, so I ate a bag of grapes, a peanut butter sandwich, and then I had a bar of chocolate. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and look, you put the healthy stuff in first, but to enjoy it when you're eating, and I think that is a really big part of it, what you're ingesting and how you're feeling in that moment, because you're bringing that all in. It's all connected.
Yep.
The emotions, the mental state.
And we were talking about it yesterday about, how food gives us something, right? Yeah. And, eating that whole cake.
Mm.
I would quite happily sit down and eat a whole cake, but I know that I'm not going to feel great afterwards.
Yeah.
And that's not a case of dieting or how I look in the mirror. That's an entire cake just makes me feel like crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we need to avoid. We need to avoid those cycles of, dieting and bad food and, today I've been good, to yesterday I was bad. I was bad again today.
Yeah.
That's the cycle we need to avoid.
Yeah.
And we need to collect people into that, that thinking, so that they avoid that cycle.
Well, that's very similar to the perfectionism previous chat we had, that there's no perfect way to eat, and all you're doing is perpetuating that self-talk of, well, now I'm not good enough, I've just eaten all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
I've ruined
connected.
everything now.
Oh, I've had 3 bad days, I might as well just give up altogether.
Yeah.
And it's, it's something that I spend a lot of time with my nutrition clients. We spend a lot of time talking about, fulfilling what our body needs.
Yeah.
And, having that meal that you don't believe fits your current plan doesn't mean that all your progress is ruined.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean just because you went and ate a whole cake because it was a bad day and you hated the world and it looked great, so you ate it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that all your progress is out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you eat a whole cake 5 days in a row, well, then we're going to have to start having a conversation. Yeah. But it's that, don't get in that all or nothing mindset.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's that perfectionism, all or nothing mindset. I'm either all in or I'm all not.
Yeah.
One of the big things that we focus on in terms of nutrition is that on your plate you should have protein, a plant, and then carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So you're still getting a complete meal. Start with your protein, your plants, because they're important. There's what carries all your nutrients, and then your carbs.
Yeah.
Potatoes aren't the enemy. They're still a vegetable. Mm-hmm. They're a plant.
Yeah.
Right? If you feel like roast potatoes for dinner, have roast potatoes for dinner. They're not the enemy.
Yeah. It's like that long-term goal. It's the looking at the bigger picture of it all. And you're talking about the quick fixes, and there are some ways out there that can help you to lose weight, but then they have the other mental side effects that go with it.
It's the mental side effects, I think, are the biggest challenge for people. Mainly, like the weight loss injection. Yeah. I've spoken to a few people who are on it, and it definitely doesn't seem like an easy fix to me. Like, they feel nauseous all the time. It gets rid of their appetite. So then they're not nourishing their bodies. And what made me sad is I was actually talking to someone the other day. We were talking to someone the other day, and they are a doctor, and they work with a doctor who is taking these weight loss injections. And they've lost 10 kilos on these weight loss injections. Now, 10 kilos is, you know, if you've got 10 kilos to lose, that's an amazing feat, right? If you've got 20 kilos to lose, 10 kilos is an amazing feat.
Definitely.
But they're not learning anything because all it does is stop them from wanting to eat and make them feel sick when they eat.
Yeah.
So that long-term body image relationship with food is never going to be changed.
No.
And you'll find 6 months down the track, you'll be back in the same boat.
And it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to start exercising either. It hasn't changed any habits.
No.
You're just not as hungry as you used to be.
Yeah. I definitely believe like it should just be a last resort.
Yeah.
Like there should be consistency. You know, as I said, you know, one cake isn't going to ruin your progress.
Yeah.
1 week of making sure you're hitting protein and plants isn't going to give you the progress you want now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to solve the issue overnight. If, you know, not nourishing your body is the issue, it's not going to be fixed overnight. It's not going to be fixed in a week.
Yeah. But that's the mental health part of it, though. And it's like, with a lot of things in life, it is that slow, day by day, step by step, little bit of progression.
Yep.
A little bit off the wayside, then back on again.
Yep.
And, and the mindset and changing your limiting beliefs that we were talking about.
Avoiding that perfectionism, avoiding that all of or nothing, or, you know, I have to lose 10 kilos. Oh, well, I didn't lose 5 kilos in my first week. Well, it's not good enough. Let's give up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was thinking back to when I was younger taking these weight loss tablets. I wasn't sleeping. I just ate a packet of M&Ms every day.
Yep.
And when I would finally sleep, I was so exhausted that I'd wake up even more tired, and I wouldn't go to the gym because I was too tired.
Yep.
It was a really unhealthy time in my life.
Absolutely.
I was skinny as hell, but
right. And I remember when we couldn't fall pregnant, we were told, oh, you know, you're too big, you have to lose weight.
Yeah.
Right. So that's sort of what kicked off my weight loss journey, is that we'd been trying for a couple of years, and I was told I was too big, I had to lose weight. So that sort of kicked it off. And then, you know, 2 years later, we still hadn't fallen pregnant, and they're like, oh, now you're too skinny.
Jeez.
So it was that you just sort of felt like you were constantly yo-yoing between, you know, what I should be and what, and that was one of the main reasons, you know, the eating disorder sort of kicked in as well, you know, because you'd go and eat a packet of biscuits with morning tea, and then you'd feel guilty as anything because, well, I couldn't fall pregnant because I'm too skinny, so I'll eat.
Yeah.
Oh, but now I'm going to end up too big.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's quite a hard, I don't know a lot about the IVF journey, but I have, you know, other friends who are going through it, and it's similar. Like, I don't want to train too hard because then that can have effects.
Yeah.
And then things don't go their way, and then they binge, or, you know, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, it's just a big yo-yo journey, and I think it is just that pressure, not only that we put on ourselves to look a certain way, to be a certain way, and then doctors coming in and telling us to look a certain way and be a certain way. I think body image and fitness is that lifelong journey. It is that cliche. It is that lifelong journey. You're not going to... These things have to be taken care of lifelong.
Yeah.
Because when I'm 80 and I fall over in the bathroom, I want to be able to get back up.
Yeah. It's like that training to be strong, training to have good balance, training to have mobility. It's a holistic way of approaching it.
And eating enough good food so that I'm not iron deficient.
Yeah.
You know, that, you know, I'm still intaking calcium so that I've got strong bones, especially as we head towards perimenopause and all of that sort of things. Like there's just so much to do away from body image.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be focusing on what our bodies look like.
Yeah. Because we're all built completely different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, when I took you to the CrossFit comp and you look across the board at all the women, all the different body shapes.
Yeah. That was actually had a really big impact on me when I came to watch you do high rocks as well. And I was just like, whoa, you know, people that you would look at just walking down the street, you wouldn't expect to be able to do what they were doing, pushing these heavy weights, running really fast. And I was really humbled by that. And I thought, this is so cool. This is where it's at.
Yeah, that is where it's at. Being on that fitness journey and being able to use your body to do fun things.
Yeah.
Not what my body looks like in a mirror.
Yeah.
You know, because what we see is definitely not what anyone else sees. You know, you're married, you get it, me too, you know. What my husband sees is completely different to what I see.
Yes. And, you know, and based on the cycle that you're in and the time of the month, and, you know, or if you're just having a bit of a hard time mentally, you might not have changed a thing, but you look in the mirror and you see all the things that you don't like.
Yep. Yep. It's definitely that. One of the members said to me the other day, they're like, oh, you're looking really fresh. What have you changed? I'm like, well, I don't feel it. So, look, I'm going to take it. But and that's the thing, right, is what we don't see what others see.
Yeah.
You know, so this whole idea of wanting to look a certain way is these limiting beliefs because it's all in our head.
Yeah.
Like we expect our body to look this way.
Yeah.
But no one else around us is really thinking that.
Yeah. And it would be great for more of the influencers to actually get out there and promote their whole journey through all of it. Not like, this is just me being perfect, doing these exercises. This is what I've done to get there.
Yep.
And this is the whole journey along the way. And encouraging children going up to just move in a way that they really love.
Yep.
Enjoy what their body's doing, no matter how you want to exercise. Do what brings you joy.
Yep.
And focus on that.
Because, you know, we have a long life. We have a long life where we need our bodies. We need our bodies to be strong. And being strong isn't what we look like.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of members, before they walk into a gym, are afraid to walk into a gym because they're like, oh, everyone's going to look at me.
Yeah.
I can tell you now, no one cares what you look like.
Everyone's dying.
And that's the thing. It's teaching people that no one actually does care what you look like.
No.
That's just society telling us that, you know, it's important to look a certain way. Well, it's actually not, because no one actually cares. I don't look at your body.
No.
I look at what your body can do.
Yeah.
But I don't look at your body.
Yeah.
Well, I do. But
Yeah, but I know what you're saying, not in a judgmental way.
No.
And even that, you know, people coming in scared to exercise because they're not going to get it right. And you all got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
And it's that, again, it's always about that self-talk. And you don't know how much you're inspiring the next person just by stepping in there and starting to exercise.
Just moving your body.
Moving your body. Yeah.
Just moving your body and, you know, treating it like you would treat your kids. You know, what would you give your kids to give them, to make them feel strong?
Yeah.
Except for maybe the chicken fingers, because that's the only thing they wanted to eat this week, and I'll take that. But it's right. Like, you know, we encourage our kids to eat their protein.
Yeah.
And to eat their plants and have their fruit. And, you know, so why aren't we doing that to ourselves? You know, we don't tell our kids, oh, you look fat today.
No.
So why are we doing that to ourselves? Rhetorical question, because we shouldn't be.
No.
It's not something that we should be doing.
Yeah. But we're breaking cycles. Our generation is trying to break cycles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just need more people to talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to be brave as well, and you have to be really honest with yourself. Yeah.
And it's good to say there are days where I don't love my body, because absolutely I don't love my body every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely I don't love my body every day. I try,
Yeah.
but it's certainly not every day.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to look in the mirror and find that one thing that you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and growing up, I've got a big nose and I've got big ears. You know, so they were always focal points growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and then as an adult, I've once again had to rewrite my story of, well, I actually like my nose.
Yeah.
I actually like my ears.
Yeah.
You know, they're not as bad as I thought they were growing up, or as how they made me feel. Like, it's okay to love yourself. It is okay to love yourself. It is okay to look in the mirror and go, damn, I look hot today.
Yeah. It's not egotistical.
No.
And that is another whole kettle of fish.
Absolutely.
That, oh, you're selfish or full of yourself, and that tall poppy syndrome.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, that's that tall poppy syndrome that has a lot to answer for as well. You know, we're told we should love ourselves, and then you do love yourself and you're told, oh, you love yourself too much.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just can't win. But that's what these conversations are about. They're about putting it out there that we all have those same limiting beliefs, and that we all need to focus on here to change how we feel.
Yes. So perhaps moving forward, it can be, what's something positive you can say to yourself, either looking in the mirror, or if you've done some type of movement in the day, what is something positive you can bring back inward?
Not only that, like building those around you up.
Yep, definitely.
And, you know, letting people around you know that you're proud of what they can do.
Yeah.
Not what they look like.
Yeah.
You're proud of what they can do. Or maybe they do look really nice today. Maybe the dress that they're wearing makes their eyes pop, or, you know, actually being honest with people and going, hey, I actually love what you're wearing.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's having that awareness of, is this going to build somebody up or is it going to put them down?
Yeah.
And you can relate that to yourself as well.
Because you can have all the self-love in the world and go, oh, I actually really love my body. But if you know, stand there and go, oh, you know, their muscles are too big, or, you know, they look like they need to lose a bit of weight, well, then you're manifesting that in you as well.
Yeah.
So you're tearing yourself down.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to change.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well,
breaking cycles.
Yeah. Changing from perfectionism and building better body image, and just learning to love yourself.
Yes.
Being happy with what your body can do.
Yeah.
And building others up around you. That's the message for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening or watching episode 2 of Between the Lines with Laura and Jade. We hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, and we always hope. Please talk to us. Yeah. We'd love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or any topics you'd like us to bring up, we're happy to have the chat with you. So you can find us on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, so come and join our group. That's where we'd love to build a village.
Yes.
We'd love to build a village who support each other. So join the group. Check out the Facebook page for any upcoming podcasts. And yeah, we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.